What's up guys, G1X here, and today I thought we'd take a look at Transformers Generations Dragstrip. Now this guy is part of the Combiner Wars, and he does come in the wave with the aerial bots, but since he is kind of the oddball of the group, I wanted to do him first just because I kind of like the Stunticons more than the aerial bots, so that's my reasoning behind it. But anyways, I think this guy looks really good, and we're going to do all the combination modes, so we're going to put them in all 4 modes so you can see those, and you can make the best informed decision on if this is something that you want to buy. We also have the original G1 Dragstrip, which we'll do comparisons plus many other things. So it's going to be a full-blown G1 Hex review. But first thing I wanted to kind of show off, and something that I kind of like about the Stunticons, or at least the pictures that I've seen. This guy, obviously, I have him in hand. He's a formula car. He's supposed to be a little bit longer here. I can only imagine that the other Stunticons are going to be probably a little bit shorter. But I think that they're going to scale up nice with the original G1 cars. Or the other G1 stuff. Also, they're very simplified transformation, which I really do like that. It's just kind of simple all over. It's basically a G1 with, now you have, bicep swivel and, whip, or not whip, but a hip swivel and stuff like that. Looks a lot better in comparison to, this, obviously, which was, all the combiners are like that. They're really small, so they never scaled in well to anything. But just something I wanted to kind of point out there. Now, as far as the vehicle mode here, let's make sure we get focused there. You see that there's some nice silver paint here on the sides. You have a couple of ports here. If you wanted to maybe plug this little thing in there, which will look a little strange, but we'll keep that off to the side. This is kind of a two-tone here just because this is painted and this is actually the molded color. It doesn't show up as bad in person on camera because I'm looking obviously through the lens here, and it looks really off, but I promise you whenever you get it in hand it doesn't look as bad. But just coming around here, I mean, you got quite a bit more paint, with the silver back here. Same thing with this, I'm just gonna call it maroon. Some black paint obviously as well, some silver paint right through here. You have a tampograph Decepticon logo on there. And one thing that I wanted to kind of point out, as I've said on my Cybercast plenty of times, that after they get all these out, you're going to see third-party companies like customizing these things to make them the perfect, combiner that you want, or maybe just individual modes. And one thing that I wanted to point out here, as Dragstrip, we know that, hey, he has 6 wheels, and some people might be like, well, I kind of wish he had 6 wheels. No problem there. These wheels, you can easily detach them, as you can see. And if someone wanted to come up with a thing that you plug in there and it had the 2 wheels like that, then that's going to be very simple to do. So that's something that I really kind of appreciate. I mean, it's... To me, I think that's awesome, that it's left up to, if third-party companies want to kind of customize this and make it a little bit better or more G1 accurate, they're going to be able to. So, really cool there. As far as comparisons with the original, and you can see you got the black here. So, they changed it up a little bit. And one thing that he does come with, these 2 pieces. We'll set that gun off to the side. One thing that I kind of... This wasn't in the directions, but I was like, there's a hole there, there's a peg there. Let me try this. And you know what? I think that that's a pretty cool spot to, kind of mimic that, the little back cannon there. I don't know if that was intentional or if I'm just that creative, but if you guys want to use that idea, then you're more than welcome. But yeah, not too bad. I do dig it. You see the maroon over here? It's kind of resembles that of the stripe there, so... Let's go ahead and get this guy transformed. We'll take this little piece off, and I'll show you how it does all its little stuff a little bit later on. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and, I think we pull this back, and then the head comes with it sometimes. Rotate that. There is a hole there, peg there, and just come down with that section right there. With the arms, you're just going to pull up. It's just a soft tab. You can see there's a little tab right there, and there's a little notch right there. So just pull up there, and shoulders will come. Pull this section down. Rotate at the waist. Just separate this. The legs are done. I know it's kind of simple, but I like that. I really do. I don't need overly complicated transformations. You can just bend the elbow. Hands, they're in there. And rotate the head. We are done. So, I like that. Some people, they're going to, probably maybe fuss and be like, it needs to be, there's maybe too much back kibble. I think that's fine. Let's get the original G1 transformed. So we can see how it's supposed to look. Come up with this piece right here. Come on, there we go. So like that. Bring this back around. And there's your original G1. So, again, simple transformations. I dig it. If I want complicated transformations, that's why I buy my masterpiece. So, but you can see that there he had that back section back there as well. You can see for this guy's feet was the back spoiler. Look at there, feet spoiler. So he's obviously got more color than this one here. You can see the silver there for the engine that flipped up. You got the silver there. It's obviously not chrome. You know, it's going to be the connector piece, so obviously you don't want it to be chrome, otherwise it would, you know, start stripping as you use it as combiner. But some nice silver, I mean, just really cool. And as far as, you know, faces, it's not dead on. It's kind of got it like its own little spin on it, but you can see that they use the same colors there, which absolutely dig. So nice job, Hasbro. I like it. You might not. You know, I don't think that you can compare this with, you know, the like Fans Project, Downforce, I believe is what his name was. You know, their drag strip. It's, you know, two totally different ballparks there. You're talking about one thing that's like, what is it, $70 or $68? Maybe it's more now, since maybe they've sold out or something like that. But this was, I got him for like, I think $11 or $12 on sale at Target. So I'm definitely satisfied for that. And it's something that's simple, something that I think if you got a younger child or something like that, then you can enjoy transforming this with them. And as an adult collector, I enjoy this too. I think that, like I showed you, it's spot on with the original G1. It's just, now I have a thigh swivel and, you know, elbow bend, and it's a little bit taller. Let's take a look at it with some G1s. Again, you know, here's a punch, and I like it. It's chunky. It's in scale with my other G1s like this. If I transform Hot Rod, he'd be the same. Let's grab, you know, another G1. It's a little bit taller. It's a Headmaster. There you got the skull printer there. But you can see that it's not too out of scale there. I mean, he's supposed to be bigger. He's a, you know, a giant crocodile. And a Headmaster. You know, this is, I love this. I think it looks great with the G1s. Let's bring in some current stuff. So here's a Voyager, Springer. You see them, and one more. Let's grab something else that's current for Deluxe. Here's RC, and you can see that this being a Deluxe, this is Deluxe. He's a little bit taller, so I love the way that this scale's working out. Can't say enough good things about it. But let's go ahead and take this out. It just fits in like a sword. I tried to fit it like a gun too. It's kind of a weird angle, and it doesn't really fit in that hand very well. It's kind of a weird design. But anyways, let's go over our articulation. His head is on a ball joint. It does just kind of rotate like this. Now, to get kind of like angle motions out of it, you're not going to get a whole lot. You can kind of see in there. It's just a little bit limited in its movement, and it's kind of stiff. So that's decent. As far as the shoulders, they do kind of swing up and down on this one joint, but they are on a ball joint here, and they're all tight. I tested all these joints. They're all absolutely tight. So this ball joint, it's going to stay there however you need. This joint for the bicep is good. 90-degree bend. Same thing over here. You have waist articulation. Again, it is tight. So, you know, there's no spinning or anything like that. So, I love that. The legs, they're tight. I mean, look at that. So, they'll stay in place. You also have the thigh cut and the 90-degree bend, or almost 90 degrees there at the knee. And nothing, you know, here at the feet. Now, as far as, you know, putting him in, you know, his arm mode. Or I guess I should have went to the foot mode first. Let me show you the little arm piece here. All right, so this is basically foot mode. As you can see, you could, you know, put this in his hand if you wanted to kind of give him a oversized gun. You could do that. But with the hand, what you're going to do is push down on this section that flips that out. And what we saw in the first pictures was just this. And we were like, oh man, that is so horrible. Look at the thumb. It's in the middle. Well, as always, they didn't transform it properly, so you can actually move this thumb up, and it looks like a much better hand. That's a much better fist because the thumb flips up. All the promo pictures just had it here in the middle, and we were like, man, that's a horrible job. But this does rotate. You want it to be over here. There you go. And you do, have that thumb articulation as well. If you wanted to put a little, weapon in there. It's a little silly looking, but you kind of get the point. But let's go ahead and get this guy transformed into his arm mode, and then we can go back to the other one. Just clip those together, just like so. And this is going to spin around and go back there. Before we pull that up, you're going to flip these hands and flip this around, flip this around as well. Turn these inside and start kind of coming down with this, come down with this, and pull those arms over like that. Pull this section out. Rotate at the waist here. And you can plug that in there. And there you have your arm mode. Which is alright. I think it's all really going to depend on which limb you want to use each one for. Depends on whenever you get all of them in, because some might bend certain ways at the knees, or you guys know what I'm talking about. To where it's like, okay, this guy's going to get a lot more posability and looks better as a leg than an arm, so that's what he's going to be, and vice versa. But you kind of see that. You can rotate here at the waist. You can bend here at these joints. You can also bend here at the knee joints. This rotates, so you can see that. Alright, next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put him in his car mode. So we'll just go back to that. And get all this situated. Bring that back around. Go and slide those back in. And just push these back in like that. Those connect. This will stay down here and see, yeah, connect it that way. It'll stay that way. And you will fold those hands back in, fold that out. Go ahead and plug in there. And there you have foot mode, which, not too bad. I like that. And you can see that, this obviously bends like so. One thing that I noticed on this guy that not really sure what's going on with it, but I saw that this could move forward. Okay, so maybe let's see, move that. You can do the foot like this too. And you still have that hole down there. Or maybe that's actually the way that it's supposed to be done. So, I guess it's going to be one of those things that it really depends on how tall the other foot. So if you need a little bit more height, then you would use this, down here at the bottom. But if you needed this leg to be shorter, then you would put these up. So, I guess that's what that's intended for. So, but still, not too bad. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Lots of comparisons. There's the original G1. You want him in foot mode? No problem. I'll just bring him down. Bam, there you go. But thanks a lot, guys. I will talk to you guys later, and we'll probably have a review maybe every day this week. So, talk to you guys soon. Peace.